When Riselia and her personal maid, Regina, were young, there was a huge battle between humans and the Void. Having no ability to fight, all Riselia can do is hope everything is going to be okay. She then tells Regina to not worry about it. After all, right now Riselia's father is the one who fighting and commanding everyone on the front lines. She then reminds Regina that her mother, along with her sister, has never lost a battle before, so everything should be fine. Little did she know, after the battle ended, she lost everything: her father, her mother, and her sister. From that day on, Riselia vowed to herself that she never lied to herself again and was willing to do whatever it took to protect the city. In the present, after arriving in the city, Leonis is surprised to see a whole city built on Mega Float. Regina then tells him the reason for that was because it is easy to travel across the sea to seek and destroy void colonies on the front lines. After informing the situation to the higher-ups, Riselia tells Leonis that he is going to live with them at Excalibur Academy from now on. Excalibur Academy is an educational institution where people who can use holy swords are trained to become holy swordsmen. All kids who were endowed with power have an obligation to enroll there, and in exchange, they are provided with a certain standard of living. Riselia then points at the door and tells Leonis that anybody who comes from outside has to enter from that door and undergo an examination. As for her, she will be waiting for him at the exit. After she leaves, Leonis goes to the bathroom and summons two of his servants. His servants are shocked to see his master in this form. One of the servants then tells him she finds his current appearance to be quite adorable. Thinking she is making fun of him, Leonis becomes angry, which makes her immediately apologize to him. After that, he tells his servants the reason he summoned them was because he wanted them to investigate this place. His plan was to rebuild his demonic army and then bring humanity to its knees, but because right now, he doesn't know anything about humanity's current military strength, he needs them to investigate and analyze it. As for him, he will be infiltrating the human military education facility. After all, he is going to need food, clothes, and shelter to survive in this body. Afterward, he goes to the door that Riselia just pointed out earlier, to examine his body. Everything going fine until suddenly, the system detects magic in him. The whole room then turns red. Having no choice, Leonis suppresses all of his magic. After finishing the examination of his body, the system then gives him an ID card. As he looks at it, Riselia comes and takes it away from him. She tells him with this, she now has everything she needs to schedule his holy sword inquiry. Whenever someone enrolls in the academy, they have to register the properties of their holy sword, and once the inquiry is finished, they will receive an official student ID card. She then tells him she will hold on to his card for him because it is an important card that proves his identity. After that, she takes him to the Excalibur Academy to have a quick tour. After walking for a while, Riselia suddenly feels headaches. She then looks at the two students sparring with each other. She thinks to herself that she needs to get back to training after she takes a little break at the dorms. She wants to do whatever it takes to get her holy sword as soon as possible. Leonis finds it strange that this girl who lacked the power of a holy sword would be enrolled in a military academy. As they walk, a guy named Rhodes, who is surrounded by 4 women, comes and stops them. He then asks Riselia about a battle scar that she had. He thinks that she volunteered to go on another investigation mission that she is unfit for and then got herself into another trouble again. He then suggests that she should join his platoon because joining a platoon that is near the top of the hierarchy means she doesn't have to worry about getting expelled from the academy anymore. Even for a loser like her who can't manifest a holy sword, despite it being in her blood. Hearing this makes Riselia really angry. Leonis, on the other hand, looks at the 4 girls, thinking to himself perhaps Rhodes used his holy sword to mind control them or something, because all of them seem lifeless. As he thinking, Riselia tells Rhodes that she is not interested in joining his platoon. She then tries to walk away from him. Seeing this made Rhodes really angry. He then grabbed her hair and pulled her back to him. Before he can do anything, Leonis uses his magic to intimidate him to let go of her hair. Scared, Rhodes activates his holy sword, trying to fight Leonis. Lucky for him, one of the students comes in time and stops them. Her name is Elfine. She is a member of Riselia's platoon, which is in charge of data analysis. She reminds Rhodes that the use of holy swords in personal fights is strictly prohibited, and if he doesn't leave this instant, she will forward footage of this incident to the Administration Bureau. Having no choice, Rhodes immediately deactivates his holy sword and leaves. After that, Elfine introduced herself to Leonis. She then uses her holy sword to record his size and tells Riselia that she will arrange a school uniform for Leonis. As they talk, Riselia suddenly feels a headache again. Later, Riselia takes Leonis to her team's dorm. It is called Hraesvelgr dorm. Leonis is surprised to see the dorm looks a lot older than the other domes that they saw on the way here. Riselia then explains to him that the living quarters that they get assigned depend on the achievements of their platoon. This academy is run entirely on a merit-based system, so the platoons with higher ranks get assigned to newer dorms. Leonis then asks Riselia, is it really okay for him to stay in the female dorm? To which she replies, it is okay since he is a kid. The episode ended while Leonis taking a shower. Riselia came in and wanted to talk to him about something important. Leonis is shocked to see Riselia completely naked and isn't embarrassed at all when he looks at her. After that, she asks him, would he be willing to join her platoon after his holy sword inquiry is finished. Riselia wants Leonis to know that he is free to join whatever platoon he wishes. Holy swords that can heal are valuable. She is sure the higher-ranked platoons will be clamoring for him to join them. Meanwhile, she hasn't awakened to her holy sword yet, so there is very little reason for him to choose her invitation over any of theirs. But, if he is still interested in spite of that, she would love for him to join her. Leonis thinks she is an honest person for openly admits to the disadvantages of joining her. He then asks her, why is she so driven to put herself out in the dangers of the battlefield? If she hasn't awakened a holy sword of her own, wouldn't it be better to have someone protect her instead? She then tells him, she doesn't want to be protected. She wants to be the one fighting. As soon as she finished talking, Riselia fell to the ground, unable to move. Leonis then activates a spell on her body. Her eyes suddenly turn red. She then gets up and sucks Leonis's blood. After that, Riselia comes to her sense and wonder why she did that. Can't hide the truth anymore, Leonis reveals to her that he doesn't have the power to revive a life that has been lost. In short, she is already dead. If you come this far, please consider liking and subscribing for more videos like this. Thank